transparent with you guys. I just can't. I should have this platform taken away from me. Let's be transparent today. Let's talk about transparency in design and as it relates to Canva. This can also be called opacity. I say both in my head depending on my mood, but in Canva, it's called transparency. So let's add a shape. Let's add a square, and then let's add another square. And I'm going to change the color of this top square to orange and make myself smaller. The transparency block is up here next to all of our other amazing tools in the top white toolbar. So it's position, the paintbrush tool, which I'm going to cover in another Canva Tip Weekly. And then you've got this guy, transparency. When you click on this, you can adjust the transparency. So this makes this orange square transparent so that you can see things behind it. That in itself is boring. I'm going to show you a really cool trick on how to really use that transparency. I'm going to create a new slide and I'm going to say, I like these moody clouds. We're all in a moody jam lately, right? But maybe I want these clouds to be more subtle or have a color. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this, and then up here, you can actually make your background of your Canva document transparent. I'm going to take this down to like 25. I don't look at these numbers unless I'm recording something. I just sort of do what my heart tells me. Now you can come over here to background color and change the background color. Oh yeah. Look at that. Maybe I want some dark, moody green clouds. Maybe we're feeling this lilac color. Maybe I want moody orange clouds. Look at that. So you can make this more colorful or less. So that is a really, really awesome way to use transparency. And I use it a lot. I also use it a lot when it comes to adding texture to things. So I love a grunge texture. So if I come over here and type in grunge, let's say I want to add, well, let's click on graphics. Let's say I want, it's a little aggressive. Let's do this one right here. Here we go. Love a subtle grunge. I'm going to add this. And if I want this to be like a dark grunge, it's a little, I don't like how it repeats. We're gonna be a little, so I think you guys like it when I design things as well. Okay, so that's a little much, right? I'm gonna take the transparency of both of these down to like 31. Don't forget you can type in here as well. So now it's just like a more subtle speckle rather than a hardcore grunge. You can also come up here and change this to white, some of this grunge. So now it's like a nice lavender speckle situation. Super nice. Another thing you can do with transparency, that's one of my other favorite little tools. Let's add a photo. These photos are my favorite. This is a bad example, actually. Let's add a photo that's really busy. So this is a photo that I love. I'm a busy person. And let's say I want to add some text on one side of it. And this isn't really trending, but it will be. Don't worry. All things come back into trend. I'm going to come up to elements. I'm going to come to graphics and ignore how it's all these things because it's just doing what it thinks I want. I'm going to click see all. And then we want this. Ooh, that one's new. Wow, that one's new. We want this gradient section right here because there are some semi-transparent gradients as well. Looks like this is one of them, this white one, which is new to me, but I'm going to grab the one that I'm familiar with. So this is a gradient that goes from a color to a transparency. So I'm going to flip her around. Boop, and I'm going to change the purple to black. And then I'm going to change this white color also to black to make the middle of it dark. And then I'm going to make it really big. Look at that. Now I have a fade that goes from one side of my canvas to the other side of my canvas, where if I wanted to add some text over here, I can. And now I can make this text white and you're going to be able to read it because it's on a black background, which is great. Of course, you can also change this to like orange, but now it's like doing orange to black, so you need to make sure you change this color so it's orange to orange. I don't know, the black's not bad, I guess. You could do like orange to pink, maybe. Let's just see what that looks like. So that's kind of fun. That doesn't have good enough contrast though. I would recommend using this mostly as black or white on top of a dark image if you need to, but this is just a great example. Now this one is new to me. What is this guy? Looks like this one's like a more angular phase. Oh, look. There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them, of course. Looks like there's a bottom one. Oh, this one's not color editable. Always check that before you fall in love with something and then you realize you can't change it. Does that ever happen to you guys? And then there's a lot of these little blobby blobs as well in Canva. So that is transparency in Canva. I recommend using it in this kind of use case where you've got these clouds or a shape on top of them to lessen the effect, or using like a cool speckle approach, or even going to find the partly transparent gradient in the elements section and tinker around with adding a fade to some of your items. All right, guys, I can't wait to see you next week.